All right, how's it going, Haiti Sentinel? So, my peoples, check it out. So, I'm over here, I'm on YouTube, and I come across this video, Rosemont Jean. Now, Rosemont, to me, he's a comedian. Like, he does a declaration about every week. He's the head of movement Tetkale, MTK, right? Now, as of now, they say he's the head of this other organization called Front Nord, and he's been the head of a bunch of different organizations, but he's always been MTK, Movement Tet Kale. It's basically like a street organization for PHTK, Parti Haïtien Tet Kale, which is the party of Jovenel Moise, Michel Martelly. And if you actually, you know what? Let me see if I could actually pull this up for you guys. Give me a, dang it. Hold on. I'm going to try to get this for you guys. Yo, I'm messing up my whole recording with this. I'm going to pull up, whereas I've written so many articles about this, but this group, Movement Tetkale, they did mad protests back in the day, and they received aid. The U.S. government contributed approximately $100,000 to Movement Tetkale through USAID, and that's part of my gripes against the Clintons. This is how they got down back in 2011 when the election results, didn't have Martelli in the final round. They tore everything down, burned up everything. That's how they got down. That's MTK, and Rosemont Jean has always been the head of it. They'll go by different names now. Everybody's on to them. I've written so many articles about him back in the days. Uh, you, I wouldn't even be surprised if some of these articles were sourced from things that I wrote. But yeah, so I'm letting you guys know who was Monjean. But he's always talking, and I consider him a comedian. I actually got to do another thing on him because he was talking about when they arrested Arnell Joseph and Rosemont. He was he was he was and Rosemont he had like different stories. Like he was acting like he had information on what happened, but his information was inconsistent. Like on one point, he says it was Arnell Joseph was picked up by Senator Yuri Latochu's own vehicle, and on another interview, like 2 days later, like one of these press conferences that he has on Teleguine. Now, Teleguine is very close to the government. I mean, it's like they do Valuris all the way. Teleguine is. So I'm letting y'all know right now what they're about. So he's always doing press conferences on Teleguine, and like the very next day, it was the family of Arnell Joseph, and then on the third press conference, it was a different story. And I actually got to do that compilation together. I'm gonna actually download them. Download those videos so I could put them together for you guys. So that's who Rosemont Jean is. You know what I'm saying? He's if you hear him talk, he is. It's the regime talking. Don't just think this is just some supporter out here. This is just some dude, some rogue dude out here talking. He is very tight with the administration. Long time, they're on the like for what they can't say on the national Television Nacional, they'll say it on the Teleguine. And Teleguine is a propaganda machine for the government. So, and I do want to say that at this point there everybody has their machines, but this one has been quite strong for the government, Teleguine. So now you're gonna listen to Rosemont, right? He basically declared civil war. He declared civil war, and he's basing it. on. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it, and then I'm gonna cut in and say what I have to say. But you guys go ahead, listen to what this brother got to say.
C'est peut-être ça, jodi, nous déclarer à partir de jodi, ou bien, messieurs, dames, pouvoir, PHTK, opposition, yo chit ensemble, yo jouent un accord politique pour retirer le pays dans Katouboumbé, le côté lié, ou bien aller tout droit vers la guerre civile. Parce que ça qu'a fait là va continuer.
So if you heard him, he basically says either the opposition is going to sit down with him and sit down with President Jovenel Moise and dialogue with him, or we're going into civil war. Now, there's no chance in that. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you that. There's nobody going to sit with Jovenel. Nobody. Even Jerry Tadjia today. Jerry. Like, let me show y'all Jerry. This is Jerry right here. I'm just going to bring it in. Jerry right here, he had a little video he did. And even this guy, about as moderate as it gets, the deputy of Pétionville, he said, now he didn't go ahead and say that Jovenel needs to go, but he said we're not sitting with Jovenel. Nobody's going to sit with him. It's out of the question at this point. It's out of the question at this point. So nobody's going to sit with Jovenel, and what's going to happen is going to keep on happening. And I hear this weekend is going to be hot. The gas is already dwindling back down. They're not going to be able to they're not going to have money for gas to give to the distributors to get gas. So it's going to get hot this weekend into next week, and it's going to continue so. And it's going to continue like so. So, yeah, he said. So they're essentially saying there's no way. I mean, let's listen to some more. All right. So there's not going to be dialogue with Jovenel, but that's what he's saying, or else this.
D'accord, guerre civile là. Nous parler pour guerre civile là et n'a répondre dans guerre civile là.
He said they're with it. Now, nobody's talking about civil war here. Nobody. The opposition doesn't have those types of means. These are just regular people. It's a few, young men out there, young kids out there that are out there, looting and stuff, but they're not like what Martelli and them have, which are gangs, terrorist gangs with heavy weaponry. That's not what they have. They're just, and they're getting shot by the police and left in the street. But he's saying, so the opposition is not calling for that. The opposition is just calling for the president to leave in a transition, because they're not going to take these hits of paying heightened gas prices. They're not gonna take these hits of the inflation and prices of food going high, while knowing that there's a government, there's a president who laundered money, who created his business out of straight corruption, kickbacks to President Martelli. People not gonna take that. That's what you want people to take, but they're not going to take that. And I'm not going to let them take that. I'm not going to. I may not be in Haiti, but I'm going to write about it. I'm going to talk about it. People that know me know how I get down over here. So what Rosemond's talking about, thinking people going to take it, people not going to take it. Look at where they're at. This is in Pétionville, and it's gonna be, that's where he's having his press conferences. They're always in Pétionville. He doesn't do this down in Delmar. He doesn't do this down in La Saline. He doesn't do this down in Cafu. That's where he's at. He's in somewhere up in Pétionville, You know, got these people with nicely shaved. You know, these aren't the same people that's out there protesting in the streets. Let's listen to some more.
Si pas de dialogue, si on refuse chita pour que les dirigeants politiques prennent une décision politique, nous prenons aller dans la guerre civile là. Parce qu'en 86, les Jean-Claude Duvalier pour aller, avion vinyle, prend Jean-Claude, madame ni petite li, yo allé avec. Yo quitté tout reste moun yo tué, yo boulé, yo déchouqué, 34 ans plus tard, mais côté nous yé.
Now, he kind of has a point there in this sense. He says, you know, in 1986, they took Duvalier out of the country, and what the people did is they attacked all the Duvalieris, all the Makuts and stuff that were left behind. Similar thing happened in after Aristide was ousted. They went after the people who supported him and stuff like that. But those situations were very, very different. For one, the Duvalier situation, people knew what the system was that was actually torturing and killing people. You know, we don't have that type of situation today. So I don't expect the public to react that way. In fact, we hear people calling for justice to act. That's what people want. People don't want street justice. They want real justice. They want an actual Petro-Caribe investigation. They want these corrupt politicians arrested. We're not dealing with the same situation. So that's very dumb, Rosemont, for you to even invoke that. And then he goes and returns this, oh, things have just been bad in the past 30 years since Duvalier gone. First of all, literacy was at 10% under the Duvalier regime. Today it's at 61%. Mortality was 50%. Today it's down in the 30s. Today's numbers aren't great, but they're not as bad as under Duvalier. Things were not great under Duvalier. Things were better before Duvalier than they were during Duvalier. And what we are seeing today are the results of Duvalier. What we are seeing, where every president comes into power, thinks they can keep power. They want ultimate power. They're trying to everybody tries to run the Duvalier playbook, and they lose doing it. And the country loses with them doing it, with them trying it. So that's one of the biggest lies that they keep throwing at us. That things just been bad in the past 30 years. You guys don't believe that, because we'll be right back in the same cycle again. Let's continue to listen. So he's about to get real crazy.
Je dis en 2019, nous ne pouvons pas accepter ça dans la rue. À partir d'aujourd'hui, nous demandons tout militaire, même j'aime te lancer appel à nous, tout citoyen, dans Pétionville, dans la Saline, dans Delma, dans Kafou, dans 4 pays, nous demandons autodéfense. Autodéfense. Cherchez amour, cherchez matériel, camper, l'État n'a déposé. Nous demandons militaires, policiers qui sont en difficulté, cherchez moyen, rejoignez-nous.
He's literally calling on people to take up arms, take up guns. He's literally calling the former soldiers, the police officers, to get their guns, get their arms, get their materials together, get their equipment together for war against a population that doesn't have that. That's not what the population that's out there protesting has. They're protesting their rights, and they are in the majority. You know, they are in the majority, so this ain't gonna go.
Déjà, plateau central, nous avons des pénals, tout militaire pénal qui te fait 2004.
He's talking about soldiers who overthrew Aristide in 2004. He's calling for them.
Connaissez nous des matériels, cherchez matériel nous.
Find your
Nous
material.
avons tout militaire qui n'a pas repris. Nous connaissons nous des matériels, cherchez matériel nous pour nous sauver maman avec papa petit, pour nous sauver, tirer ces investisseurs nous dans le pays. Parce que la République dominicaine, nous avons fait manifestation. Bon moun, ou gen droit pour Jovenel, ou gen droit contre Jovenel, ou gen droit pour demander départ Jovenel, son droit démocratique.
He's trying to compare the Dominican Republic where people have, you know, some basics. It's not comparable. We don't. First of all, they have elections. We're supposed to have elections now. Right now, we're not. We're about to have there is no Chamber of Deputies. The deputies are gone, and the Senate is going to be gone in January. So there is not that. The level of corruption, they put government officials in jail for corruption in the Dominican Republic. They actually have processes for that. The guy Bautista, when officials are caught in corruption, they actually resign in the Dominican Republic. We don't have that in Haiti, so you can't compare the two. So either way, I want to make this video real short because it's gonna get busy at the crib tonight. But all I'm saying is, yeah, this is where these guys want to go. This is where these guys plan to take it. Civil war. It was declared here. You see who's declaring it, and you see what their disposition is. And they are the ones that don't want to put the country first. Because what they could do is request that the irritant resign. Because he can't convene anybody. Nobody wants to. If you can't do the least, which is dialogue, and bring people together to dialogue, if you've lost that political ability, which he has, which Jovenel Moise has, there's nothing left to do. You ought to resign and put somebody in there who can. You put in a prime minister who can't bring the opposing forces together. Instead, you put one that would provoke people, that everybody found the level of corruption with him is through the roof. For such a young man, he's selling goats at the prices of cows to the state. Like, people not going for that anymore, man. People not going for that anymore. We're not going for this Duvalier's agenda anymore. Anyways, I'm getting off. Love you all. If you want to check out the video, you see it right here. All right. Have a good night. Wait, I may be back because there is actually, I may be back again. But for now, good night.